Good evening, everybody. Here we are. I'm doing my was it fourth now? Fourth video on my recovery series type of videos I've been doing. Today, I figured we discuss the inner child thing. You know, talking about the little kid in us. You know, the little boy sort of thing. And what got me started on this was that this morning, Moose and I we were talking about all kinds of things, and he's actually been having a really good couple of days. You know, he's really been taking huge steps in his recovery, and been really proud of him. But today, this morning, he says to me, he says, he wanted me to hide some Easter eggs for him in the morning so he can go and find the eggs, because he's never been on an Easter egg hunt in his entire life. Okay, and I kind of feel bad for him about that, but I told him, yeah, it's sure, I'll hide them for you. It's no big deal. I'm glad to do it. Because he was trying to reconnect to that little boy in him. He's been doing that for quite a while, but he's actually starting to do some things and some activities and stuff, to get more more involved with that little boy in him, and I just thought that was a really great idea, so I was gonna sometime tonight, hide all the Easter eggs that he bought. They're little plastics with little candies inside of them, and he says, well, gotta have the candy inside, it's a treat, and I was just like, yeah, I understand. So I thought it was a great idea, a way to get in touch with that side of you, And I thought about, all the other people that have done that. Some of the guys I know, build with the Legos, they build all that stuff, models and things like that. For me, the thing that really brings that little boy out in me is Disney World down in Florida. I went a few times when I was a kid, and always had a wonderful time. Always loved it, great time. And then I've been a couple times now as an adult, and have taken my nieces and nephews with me when they were little, And I have to admit, those 2 times I was down there as an adult, I had just as much fun, and I felt like that little boy again, and it just felt so comforting, so pure, so innocent, and I was just in awe of the whole experience, and that really made me realize, that there's still, the innocence is there. The innocence has always been there. It just got covered up, is all. For me. He didn't, my abuser didn't take that from me. And for the longest time, I for years, I felt like it destroyed that part of me, like it was no longer innocent, and understandably so, But now I realized, for me, that there's still a lot of innocence there in me, it's, I don't get those moments often, but when I do, it's a pure joy, to be that little boy, and just be in awe of the world or whatever, there's no drama, there's no pain or shame or ill feelings or whatever. It's just having a good time, and not worrying, You know, I mean, that's a big part of it for me too. Is just the worry wart, you know. But it's great. I love that, and I'm trying myself connect in many ways that way. You know, some of the things that I've noticed too that make me feel like I'm still innocent is things like, you know, being gullible sometimes. You know, some people see that as a harsh term, you know, or bad thing to be gullible, and I can see that in some ways, you know, but they never see it as a positive term either, you know, and to me it's like saying, okay, you know, if you're gullible, that means you still can believe in things, you know, even though it may not be true. You're still believing, you know, you're believing in the faith of others, and what, you know, being able to say, okay, you know, that yeah, I want to believe that, you know, and most kids, you know, until they learn different, you know, from school, or, you know, in textbooks or whatever, you know, that they're a little bit gullible, and because of that innocence there, you know, and that's why that to me, that term gullible can be a good thing sometimes, you know, when you can be a little bit gullible and say, you know what, that's okay, because there's innocence there. There's still innocence in me, you know, and I just love that, you know. I think that's great, you know. So anyway, this one's going to be a short one. I know I tend to ramble, but that's just me. But you know, I kind of felt like maybe, you know, maybe more of us could reach out to that little boy in us, and what those good things when we were a boy, you know, try to reconnect in that way, you know. Bring them out every once in a while. It's okay, you know, and just enjoy life. So until next time, take care, everybody. Love you to death.